We got music. We got stream. That was going to be my last one. I was going to say we got music. We got a few other good things. And then we've got stream, but I got completely confused. Every week I like to blame my computer for causing me a problem. But this week I don't have any computer. Well, I'll say this now. Knock on wood. I don't yet have any computer problems. What I do have is just brain problems. I'm so tired today, folks. Part of that is because of this little guy right here. We're going to say hello to Noodles. We got a special guest here on Instruction Derby. Hi, Noodles. Noodles needs a haircut because he can barely see his eyes. I presume he can see. He can see well enough to find the spot on the carpet that I had put a blanket on after he was having some tummy troubles and judiciously avoid it when taking a gigantic poop all over the carpet in our living room. That took a long time for me to clean up last night and this morning as well, which was exciting. And the night before, he was awake all night for no good reason. So he's doing some community service by joining me on the show as co-star. And hopefully, whenever I get lost and confused and don't have anything clever to say, he can just pop up and save me from my own bad hosting. Isn't that right, Noodles? Say hello. Hello. There's Noodles. Thank you, Noodles. I really appreciate this. Hi. Noodles and I are going to have a staring contest. This episode of Instruction Derby is going to just be me and Noodles having a little staring contest. I'm going to touch your nose. He's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that to me, is what he's saying, and I will respect that. It's Instruction Derby, part of the Soundstone network of shows and podcasts. Flashback 64, Pixels and Polygons, Kirby Conversations, lots of good folks there. Darren Hupke was in the chat earlier. He was the first person in the chat, as a matter of fact. And I want to say thanks. His show, Pixels and Polygons, is awesome. His books are awesome. Check them out. We got Catface Faces in the chat. Spindrift, hardly know her. That is the famous saying. That is, in fact, Spindrift's official slogan these days. I don't know if you knew that. Spindrift, hardly know her. Don't look it up. It is the slogan, though. They only use it in spoken meetings. They don't ever write it down. So there we go. So Noodles is right here. Happy Wednesday. We got some manuals to read today. I just got two. Again, as I mentioned, I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit out of it, so I didn't think of it too much to go. But happy Lunar New Year to all those who celebrate, and happy Ramadan to those who celebrate as well, who observe. And hope everybody is doing well around the world, watching this or not. But hopefully that's all going. Abolish ICE, abolish the DHS, all that good stuff. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our dystopian present as envisioned as the future from the past. This is a good start, right? We're going to read about Super Smash TV, which turned out to be prescient, if not a little bit of a copycat of the Running Man and all sorts of other things. But we're going to read a little bit about Super Smash TV and a future world where TV ratings in capital lead to some very bad things. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. And also a manual about, what's his name? Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, so before we get into this, I Super Smashed TV, the Drunk Edition. That's right. It comes with a 30-pack of Bud Light that you have to drink in either a Power Hour or a Century Club, depending on the difficulty selection that you choose. The Chuck Norris manual, I almost didn't do. Darren Hupke can I think attest on a chat last night. I was like, is it stupid to do a Chuck Norris book? This is, we're years past Chuck Norris jokes being a good time, but I think this manual is worth it. We'll see. So yeah, our two harbingers of terrible things to come: Super Smash TV and Chuck Norris, the red flags of society. We're going to check them out right here today on Instruction Derby. You're listening to the beautiful music of Andrew Elmore. You can go check out Wavebeam at satellitesound.net in the background as well. And we'll just jump right into things, shall we? So Super Smash TV, obviously Smash TV, the arcade game from Midway. came to the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and probably the Genesis, but I don't remember. And I think it's kind of neat. But we'll take a look at a little bit of gameplay here first. We're going to hear some real Super Nintendo-y sounding sounds, and then we'll read the manual. So I'm going to pause the music. Thank you, Andrew Elmore. And I'm going to start this music. We're going to see if we can hear it. It's brought to you by Acclaim. They're back in a different form. Acclaim Entertainment. I'm not showing it, am I? Now I'm showing it. Noodles is here to apologize for my mistake. The year is 19... Well, we're going to read this. The television is adapted to the more violent nature of man. The most popular forms of television remain the game show. This is before reality TV. One show in particular has dominated the ratings. That show is Smash TV, the most violent game show of all time. I hope this isn't taking away from the manual. 2 lucky contestants compete for cash and prizes. Each contestant is armed with an assortment of powerful weapons and sent into a closed arena. The action takes place in front of a studio audience and is broadcast live via satellite around the world. Be prepared. Be prepared. Scar from Lion King wrote this one. The future is now. You are the next lucky contestant. Hooray! So that's that. Then the gameplay. Pretty good time, I'm gonna be honest. It's loud. So there you go. Let's see this guy. Some good rhythmic bulleting. Noodles loves it. It puts him to sleep. It makes him feel comfortable. You got this guy down here making some real loud noises on my end. I've turned it down for everybody. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is he gonna get killed? Is it gross when he gets killed? In the arcade game, they like blow up and gore. Probably not in the Super Nintendo version. Huh. Just a bunch of heads. Okay. So there you go. That's the game. It blows up. You win something. In theory. I just want to see what happens next. This man has no nipples. This man has no nipples. Potentially, it was not allowed on the Super Nintendo. Is this a no? Was that a no nipple system? That's why they called it the no nipple Nintendo. Well, he's stoked though. Oh my God! So many points, big money, big prizes. But listen to the sound effect. You're right. He's just wearing a shirt. He's covered up. Oh my God, I can't watch any more of this. He's covered up. Good for him. He's only wearing what is comfortable to him, and that's what matters. So let's go with the manual for Super Smash TV on the Super Nintendo. You can see over here, it's the future, so they're giving away a VCR, which I'll take in 2026. That sounds good. They are not as cheap as you would expect them to be. There's a lot of money down here, so you could potentially buy a VCR and maybe a Sony Trinitron to watch it on. Please read the enclosed consumer information and precautions booklet carefully before using your Nintendo hardware system or game pack. I should change the name of the show from Instruction Derby to Consumer Information and Precautions Derby, I think, because I like the ring of consumer information and precautions. Everybody loves to sit down before they play their game and read the consumer information and precautions. The year is 1999, and no nipples. Well, they're sort of giving us a hint of nipples. So maybe some nipples in the manuals. They figure if you're reading this, you're a little bit more of a grown-up, so you can handle some nipples, but not when you're playing on the Super Nintendo. The year is 19, or maybe he's not wearing the brown shirt that Darren was pointing out earlier. Television is cashing in on the bloodlust of its viewers. What's up? What's up, Psycock? Good to see you in there. Good to see you, Space Astrocat. Oh my goodness gracious, we got all sorts of folks. I believe we had DevPods GG in here as well. I thank you so much. Yes, it is good to see all of you. We are here. And the year is 1999, and things couldn't get worse. Television is cashing in on the bloodlust of its viewers. Violence dominates the screen. If this game were made now, there'd be Kalshi advertisements all over it. Topping the ratings are the TV game shows that offer the ultimate in prizes. Your life. Winning and losing has become destroyed or be destroyed. One show stands as the toughest, most spectacular, most dangerous, and most rewarding contest of all. Smash TV. Don't smash the TV. I'll take it from you if you don't want it. Alone or in a pair, powerfully armed contestants are sent into a closed arena. There, before a live studio audience and devoted TV viewers from around the globe, they battle opponents, human, humanoid, and inhuman, and search out the cash and prizes that will make them Smash TV Grand Champions. Ready for prime time? The future is now. You are the next lucky contestant. And this poor Zenith TV over here has gotten absolutely wrecked. Could have used that. Could have used that T these days, but could have been used. We don't need to be smashing these TVs. They don't make them anymore. Ready, camera one. You'll see the Smash TV title screen. I like the art over here. This guy is covered up, and I think that's important both from a modesty standpoint. It's important for our TV contestants to stay modest, but also from a safety standpoint, because I think running around with your shirt off while you're gunning people down and being chased by tanks with large heads on them seems very, very dangerous to me, but what are you going to do? That TV got smashed. Unfortunately, 10 seconds to air. Smash TV is a both 1 and 2 player game with 3 skill levels. That's good to know. The controls, absolute arcade action. So I think you kind of did a dual stick situation over here. You move with the D-pad, and then you aim with these guys. It sounds a little bit awkward, but before we are done with this manual, I'm going to show you the NES manual that is a very clever approach to arcade perfection. But in the meantime, fuck it, let's just look at it now. I'm right here, right? Okay, check this out. Here's the Nintendo version of the manual. It's mostly the same stuff except for this. True controls, the controls, true arcade feel, but check this out. Look at this. This is a cool way to use your Nintendo controllers. I would have never thought about that. But now I kind of want to go check out the NES version of this game and see what it's like. With 2 controllers held this way. I think that's kind of cool. Anyway, the differences in manuals. I did happen to go through both of these, and I went with this one because it seemed to have a little bit more going on. Basic moves, as easy as it looks. You got your fire up, left, down, right, all that sort of good stuff. Yes, confirming it is the face buttons. On the screen, excitement so intense, it'll blow you away. You've got your lives, your score, your prizes, your weapon meter, your upgrades. It's good. Weapons, I need more firepower. Sophisticated weapons and vital power-ups are available in every room of the contest. Your basic weapon, the machine gun, will obliterate your lesser opponents. However, final victory in any round demands that you use everything you can pick up. You can pick up. Don't know why I read it like that. When the symbol for a weapon or power-up appears, it can be easily picked up by moving over it. That is how I pick up things. And I would. Okay, so I'm not somebody who, like, when you like the idea of adding robot parts to your body. I'm going somewhere with this. Sounds terrible, right? You see it in movies sometimes. It's like, oh, great, like I got like an arm that can now pick all these things up. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to become a computer. I don't want to become a robot man. I don't want to become what would we call it? A metalhead, a clanker. It sounds like we're doing like robot slurs now. I wouldn't become any of these, except if, and this is maybe because I have kids and a dog who defecates on the reasonably new carpet in the living room. What I would like is a computer feature, a robot feature of my body, where I can just walk over stuff that's on the ground and pick it up by moving over it. I don't know if that's a vacuum. I don't know what that's like, but it would be pretty cool. Kids leave a bunch of stuff on the ground. I just walk over it. Suddenly I'm holding all of it. That'd be amazing. Because now that I'm 42 years old, you'll never believe it. It's become harder to get down to and up from the ground all the time picking things up. So if I could get a robot to do that for me, I would do it. Definess, good to see you. Thank you. First time chat. We got it in here. We got Flashback 64. Here we go. This is exciting. We got good folks in chat. We always got good folks in chat. I'm grateful for you coming in. You got to listen to me talk about how about in chat, what would be the one if you were legally obligated by, let's just say, the Spindrift Corporation? Not that they would do this, but just in case. To get one robot part of your body, one part of your body made robot, what would it be and why? I'd love to see that in chat. For me, it's picking things up off the ground just by hovering over them. So that's me. Thanks to Spindrift, by the way, for sponsoring my new cybernetic body. Spindrift. Okay, we got rapid fire grenade launcher, high power missile launcher. We got all sorts of good stuff. Your opponents tonight, the audience is crying out for more blood, and with the forces stacked against you, they'll soon be satisfied. Just hope it's not your vital organs they're cheering over. I like this guy is a little smug. I hope he loses, to be honest. Look at this smug bastard. Forget this guy. Opponents whose main strength is in numbers, like gang-wielding baseball bats, laser-firing orbs, and exploding soldiers, will attack you in every round and at every chance. But each round of the show also features an opponent with unique talents for mangling contestants. These characters are the stars of the show, so they won't give up easily, but find their weak spots, and you've got it made. Be relentless in your attack, and enjoy watching them crumble. The superstar opponents are Round 1, Mutoid Man. Half tank, half mutant, and all deadly. He'd just as soon run you over than look at you with his twin-firing laser eyes. Pound him with everything you find. Oh yeah, and remember, armless isn't harmless. I'm always saying that, so I'm glad to see it written down. Got to pound him with everything you've got, everybody. You got Scarface. If looks could kill, Scarface would be ahead of the game. Not only is he ugly, but get hit, and your career in prime time is history. You got Cobra Head, round 3. Welcome, Cobra Head. Good to see you. The Cobra is the king of the snakes, and you've got double trouble. These overgrown reptiles have steel scales that will crush you like a bug, and forked tongues that speak with high-tech firepower. That's the word I'm looking for. Round show, the game show host with the most. It's Beetlejuice. If this big mouth were his only flaw, you'd be okay. But this guy's not just slimy, he's crazy. Still, it's his show, and he'll do anything to keep it that way. I gotta be honest, good on the game show host for coming out. Usually talent like that likes to sort of sit behind the scenes and just take it all in, but happy to see him getting into the act. I think that's wonderful. Winning is everything, but winning big is even better. Grab the prizes that appear by moving over them. Again, that's my robot edition, but watch out. They may be hiding a dangerous landmine. Oh, maybe I need to rethink. Maybe I need to rethink my cybernetic attachments, if that's the case, because I don't want to accidentally step over a landmine. You got little things here. You got the single blue orb train, laser orb, Hulk clovers, snakes, shrapnel bomb, floating robot, wall gun man, spearman, tank per section, red swarmers, followers, red swarmers, leaders, cobra boss per hit, Scarface per hit, mutoid man, game show host, prizes, all sorts of good stuff. The start of each round, the map shows you the layout of the studio, which is quite nice. You got the Cash Bonanza, but the Pleasure Dome can be viewed by Grand Champions only. I think I remember the Pleasure Dome from the arcade version. I'm pretty sure it's different in the Super Nintendo version. These guys don't even have nipples. What are they going to show us in the Pleasure Dome? You want big money? It's waiting for you in the Pleasure Dome. Only to get in, you'll need a key, or maybe even a bunch. This is me. I don't know what I'm doing here. I was going to say this is me reading your post, but there's no phone here. I was going to try to do that bit. I don't know. Again, this guy, the blue guy, keeps being kind of smug. I don't like the look on his face. Double your pleasure. There's his back half. 2 is always better than 1 when it comes to combat. There's only one Smash TV Grand Champion, and it's Money in the Bank that separates the big winner from other mere survivors. You got Reigning Champions. Destroyed the host with the most. Make a fortune there. Congratulations. You're now a reigning champion. You can put in your initials. You got this guy over here. All right. What is happening here? Andrew Elmore is here. Andrew Elmore, folks, and if you're just joining us, Andrew Elmore is the background music for the show. Again, you can go to satellitesound.net to pick up his music. It's very good. And so go for it. What are you waiting for? The commercials are over. The cameras are rolling. And the audience is waiting to see how long you last. Are you going to give them what they want, or can you stay in one piece long enough to be invited back next season? Everyone's waiting to see. So they're not going to show us any nipples on these guys, but they are going to show us a gigantic ass crack. Just the biggest butt crack you've ever seen, right here in the manual for Super Smash TV on the Super Nintendo from Acclaim Entertainment. I got a lot of acclaim for this manual. Pretty good stuff over here. If you have any questions, you can on your TV, if it's not working, you can reorient the receiving antenna. I think that's important to know. If you got any questions, though, for them, you can reach out to Acclaim at 516-624-9300 over at 71 Audrey Avenue, Oyster Bay, New York, 11771. So from 1990. So the future world of 1999 sure must have felt like a long ways away. But it wasn't, and is in fact so very, very long ago. Andrew Elmore was the guy in red. Congratulations to Andrew Elmore. Here's Andrew Elmore, folks. There we go. Congrats. All right. So that's Smash TV. But what I was actually excited about, so I have tried for a long time. I'm going to digress for a second. I've tried for a long time to figure out what Atari manuals would be good. I was born after Atari. I'm born in 1983, so I'm old, but I'm post Atari, or at least post like 2600 Atari. And I've always wanted to put Atari manuals in here because there's just so freaking many of them, right? Like sometimes I feel like I'm running out of manuals to read, which I know isn't true, but I don't want to, self-select away from Atari just because I'm not familiar with it. So I spent some time looking at manuals, and most of them were not that exciting. But then I found Atari Hardly Know Her. That's right. We have to help write more manuals. So actually, yes. So a call out, a plea for help for the games industry. Please make more manuals so that we can read them on the show. Importantly, write them without necessarily making them too finely tuned. Let's have weird stuff. Let's get weird textures in there. So that's my request to the video game industry. Make more manuals and make them weird for us. So I was looking and I couldn't find anything, but I did find a manual for a game that I'd never heard of called Chuck Norris Super Kicks. And I thought that was a good start, right? It's a good name. But then I saw the cover of the manual, and the cover of the manual has more text on it than some manuals have in them all around. And then I started checking out the manual, and it made me feel like I had gotten a concussion. So I thought it would be fun if we did that together here on this stream. So we're going to move over into the world of the Atari 2600, back before video games were good. And we're going to see some gameplay from Chuck Norris Super Kicks, and then we're going to read the manual to Chuck Norris Super Kicks for a little bit. Please enjoy the fantastic audio. It does start in a minute. I promise. I'll pause the good music. So here's some action. Video games are art. I think it's clear. I will say I like the animation on the running. The animation on the running is good. There's a punch. And you'll learn in the manual that some enemies block their upper bodies and some block their lower bodies. And so you have to either punch or super kick. Got to go around the tree. So there you go. Oh. Here comes one more. Let's watch one. Oh my God, 2? Yep. Personally, I think the bad guys could have kept using the gun. That's what I would do instead of running up to Chuck Norris and getting super kicked. Yep. Oh, you didn't have to beat the other guy. Anyway, that's Chuck Norris super kick. Is there anything later in the game? Ooh. He does his super his roundhouse kick. Look at that. Okay, so I learned you have to do that move. You have to do that forward somersault and then a kick in the manual. So there's some strategy. Anyway, Let's read Chuck Norris super kick. I'm gonna zoom in, and we're gonna have to go back and forth. So yeah, he does two dudes at once. He does multiple in there. So here we go. We're gonna zoom in because it's pretty small. So as I go back and forth, please be kind. We've got Chuck Norris super kicks over here. I am stalling because I can't use my mouse. For the Atari 2600 and Sears Video Arcade from Zonox Double Ender. Don't know what that is. We got a real double ender over here. You got Chuck Norris super kicks, game instructions. You are Chuck Norris, which, just as a heads up, is in quotes every time it's written in the manual. So maybe it's you're not really Chuck Norris. You are Chuck Norris, trying to reach an ancient monastery to rescue a famous leader that's being held hostage. Beware! Dangerous warriors lie in waiting to spoil your efforts to reach your goal. You begin your journey as a white belt, the first belt in the sport of karate. By defeating the attackers, scoring points, and learning new material skills, you will earn each of the colored belts associated with the Tang Soo Do style of karate. You must achieve the highest rank of all, the black belt, in order to reach and enter the monastery, which is guarded by the fearsome ninja assassins. This game is from 1983. Get ready to play Chuck Norris Super Kicks. Hook up your video game system and follow the manufacturer's directions. So get out that manual. With the power off, plug in the game cartridge. The Zonox Double Ender with Chuck Norris Super Kicks and Artillery Duel gives you twice the fun with two totally separate games, one on either end of the cartridge. That's what they mean by the dual ender. To play Chuck Norris Super Kicks, insert the end of the cartridge labeled Chuck Norris into your video game system. Now turn the power on. I like this. If no picture appears, check connection to the game console and TV. Then repeat steps 1, 2, and 4, but not 3. You should probably check 3 though, because that involves turning the system on. So it tells you a little bit about how to do that. You, Chuck Norris, are in. So again, 1983, different times. You, Chuck Norris, are in an Oriental land, and you are trying to save a famous leader who is being kept prisoner in an ancient monastery. As you start out, you have a white belt and must succeed to master the karate martial arts and achieve a black belt in order to enter the monastery, which is guarded by the dreaded ninja. You must choose a path carefully as the tall grass will slow your progress, and attackers will cause you to defend yourself. Some of the paths are blocked by impassable barriers, which will make you take an alternate route to your goal. Yeah, we don't want to be Chuck Norris. Again, it's a red flag societally that Chuck Norris became so big and famous. There are 7 game screens in the game, a scrolling path to the monastery, and each of the fight screens in close-up perspective. Screen 1, path to the monastery. As you begin your journey to the monastery, you must move up the brown path. Do not wander off the path, or the tall grass will slow your progress, and you will lose valuable time. Choose the correct route to avoid impassable barriers. Be prepared to defend yourself against attacking enemies. As you proceed through each screen, you will learn a new martial arts skill and earn a new color belt. You've got the journey of training. I like these where they just draw the game screens for you. When you're attacked, you must defend yourself by using your karate skills. True in life, true in games. Each enemy that you defeat will give you points. Each group of enemies that you defeat in a fight scene will allow you to continue on your journey to the monastery. If you choose the correct path, you'll advance to the next belt. During the fight scenes, you can do all sorts of good stuff. Avoid the dangerous Chinese stars, which the enemies throw. If struck by a star, you will be injured. I think there's a lot going on there. You'll be injured and find yourself lying on the ground at the path at the beginning of the screen where you were defeated. Get up and try again. Each level of enemies will be more difficult than the last. You must earn your belts. So, earning your belts, screen 1 white, then orange, then green, purple, brown, and by the time that you're at the end of the game, you got a black belt, which is pretty cool. Play action, screen 1. When the game begins, you, Chuck Norris, will be standing at an intersection. You must set the reset switch and the game starts. Your time will show 6 in which to continue your journey to the monastery. Complete your journey to the monastery. Choose a path. Using your joysticks, move Chuck up the chosen path. There is only one correct route, so use your sixth sense, intuition, to help as a guide. A fallen tree indicates a blocked path. At the end of the path lies the entrance to the monastery. Walk through the door and face the ninja. Time is lost by going off the path through the tall grass. You got some bonus time over there. There's a lot of pressure that they put on you here. Play action, screen 2, attack on the road. You will encounter the dangerous Yakuza warriors. The Yakuza warriors are known for protecting their upper bodies, famously. Famously, they're known for this, shown by their arm movement. Spoiler alert, the phrase shown by their arm movement will be a recurring theme in this manual based on my quick glance. Because you know this about the Yakuza, you can defeat them by using the thrust kick, which attacks the lower body. You will thrust kick by pushing the joystick down and pushing the fire button. You will kick in the direction you are facing. You must kick the Yakuza in the body in order to defeat them. Avoid running into the enemy or his punches will knock you down temporarily. When you are knocked down, you are very vulnerable to being hit with a Chinese star or shuriken. There are two ways to avoid them. Using your joystick, move Chuck to dodge all stars thrown. Use the forearm block to deflect the stars by pushing the joystick either right or left and the fire button. So there you go. Yakuza warriors are worth 100 points each, and you get an orange belt for them, which is quite nice. As you pass by the lake, this is a screen 3 ambush on the waterfront. As you pass by the lake, the band of thieves known as the Dorobo make their attack. The Dorobo warriors protect their lower bodies, shown by arm movement. Don't say what kind, just shown by arm movement, so you know they are vulnerable to a punch to their head or their upper bodies. You will punch using the joystick up and pushing the fire button. As you practice your new move, punching, remember that you must face the enemy and punch. You must punch the Dorobo in the body to be most effective. Again, running into Dorobo will knock you down. Because of their defenses, your thrust kick will not be effective, but you may still use the forearm block to defend against stars which are thrown at you. The Dorobo warriors which you defeat are worth 200 points each. You have to defeat 3 of them for your journey to the monastery and receive your green belt. I wonder what part of their body the samurai are going to block for themselves using their shown by their arm movement. The village attack. The leaderless former samurai warriors who have turned mercenary are known as Ronin, and they have taken over the village through which your path runs. The Ronin warriors protect their upper bodies, shown by arm movement, so, like the Yakuza, they can be defeated by the thrust kick. But they are faster, and there are more of them. Now you will learn the somersault super kick. To execute the somersault super kick, you move the joystick either left or right and push the fire buttons. You must thrust kick or super kick the Ronin in the body in order to defeat them. Since you now have this new skill, you will no longer be able to forearm block the stars which are thrown at you, so dodge all stars. You can use the super kick to jump over stars which are thrown at you, but your timing must be right or you will be defeated. These guys give you 300 points, so good on them. You get your purple belt. You got attack in the foothills. The path you are on moves into the foothills where the masked bandits Tengu make their attack. The Tengu are known to pounce on the unsuspecting traveler, but you quickly observe they are defending their lower bodies, shown by their arm movement. Take a drink. Spindrift presents, shown by their arm movement, the phrase. And so a punch or super kick, if timed right, can be their undoing. Because they are masked, it's hard to read their intentions, so you must be quick. But we can see their arm movements. We know this. Avoid running into their punches and their quickly thrown stars. You must get through the foothills as fast as you can before time is running out. These guys give you 400 points. You have to defeat 6 of them to get your brown belt. We've also got Screen 6, the approach to the monastery. The last test on your journey as you approach the monastery is getting past the Goemon guards. Konami just released, or is releasing, that Goemon collection in Japan. Who do we need to talk to get that whole thing localized? I can't imagine it would net out from a business standpoint to do that, but I would buy at least a whole copy of that game. I tell you what right now. These treacherous villains can be defeated by any of the skills which you've learned, but you must carefully observe how they are defending themselves. I wonder how we'll know which way they're defending themselves, but it doesn't say. If they are protecting their lower bodies, use the punch. If they are punching with their arms, use the thrust kick. The somersault super kick may be used at all times. Because the Goemon are fast and tricky, you may want to try a reverse super kick. Start your super kick in one direction, and while Chuck is in the air, move the joystick in the opposite direction. This is a great move for close action fighting. Again, avoid the punches and kicks of the Goemon and watch out for the stars. They're worth 500 points, and for each man defeated, you have to take out 7 of them, and then you can get up to the monastery. Only when you have done all of this will you be awarded the most highly honored karate belt, the black belt. Arm movement blurted. Yeah, there's a lot of that. God, I wish we could relive the excitement of Wizard Blurted. Wizard Blurted. I forget what manual that was in, but it was a renovation product title for the Sega Genesis. I'm pretty sure it was good. Play action. Screen 7 inside the monastery. The monastery is guarded by the most feared and deadly assassins of all, the ninja. Inside the Candlelit Monastery, the ninja will try to repel your assault on their stronghold. They are clever, but they can be defeated. The ninja who are protecting their lower bodies can be overcome with a punch. I'm imagining that anybody protecting their lower bodies is doing the thing where they like run with like their hands covering their crotch. Please no. The ninja who are protecting their lower bodies can be overcome with a punch. Those ninja who are protecting their upper bodies are vulnerable with a thrust kick. The somersault super kick can be used at all times. The ninja warriors are masters of karate and camouflage. Once you've eliminated 3 of their men, the ninja realize you are to be taken seriously and begin to use their camouflage ability to deceive you. They begin to appear and disappear at different times, trying to avoid your blows. As you defeat the ninja assassins in multiples of 3, their camouflage abilities increase. Your timing and intuitive senses are most important, for even though ninja are camouflaged, they can still be defeated. Destroy all ninjas. The ninja assassins are worth 600 points each. So that's pretty cool. Game ending. The game ends when time expires. So, win, I guess, before time expires. The game summary, helpful at the very end of the manual. Move up the path to the monastery as fast as you can, defeating attackers with your karate skills. Earn points by gaining different colored belts and defeating enemies. Game time by receiving new belts. We got Chuck, joystick summary. Lots of good stuff that you can do over here. And then we got some helpful hints. This manual was this manual was fun. It was a little less fun than it was when I was checking it out last night. I think I was just taken by all the terms in capital letters. You must practice in order to learn the timing of karate. That's key. When using the thrust kick, stand on your head slightly higher than the enemy. Stand with your head. That makes more sense. With your head slightly higher than the enemy. Then pull down on the joystick and press the fire button. When using the punch, stand with your head slightly lower than the enemy's shoulders. Then push up on the joystick and press the fire button. It is easier to punch the enemies in the midsection than the head. When using the somersault super kick, be sure to time your jump. Is the somersault super kick like an official karate move? You cannot defeat an enemy while in the middle of your super kick. You must complete the super kick, then kick the warrior. So wait, when using the somersault super kick, be sure to time your jump. You cannot defeat an enemy while in the middle of your super kick. You must complete the super kick, then kick the warrior. Got it. Use the super kick to jump over stars, which are thrown at you in the harder fight scenes. Good luck on your journey. And practice. So there you go. Those were some manuals. I don't know. Let me take a look here. So that we got that. Thank you to Zonox. You got a 90-day limited warranty. I hope that means for both games on your Zonox Double Ender cartridge for the Atari 2600 or Sears Video Arcade machine. Let's just look at like Game Boy manuals PDF. Why not? Let's just take a look. If anybody wants to stay, you're welcome to. If anybody wants to leave, you're welcome to. There was a game that I thought was kind of cool that wouldn't be good for a full thing, and I don't remember what it was, so we might just give it. Let's look at Avenging Spirit. I'm worried Avenging Spirit's actually going to be too good. Because this is the one where it's like the Game Boy cartridge in America is the guy shooting a machine gun, but then the actual game is super cute. Let's just read this one too. Why not? Avenging Spirit from Jalico. I want to read the Avenging Spirit from Jalico. Avenging Spirit from Jalico. The instruction booklet or consumer protection and whatever it was guide. Here we go. Limited time warranty. Advisory. You got these guys over here. These are all Olympic events, I'm presuming. Boy, Why should you join the Jalico Major Players Club? Here's what you get. Free games. That's pretty good. I would have signed up for this right away. Still would. Free newsletters. You'll receive the Jalico Major Players news 4 times a year. Find out about new Jalico games before they're released. That sounds great. Get in on Jalico promotions and contests. Get the hottest game tips and find out how games are made and more. I do like that. Test games before they're released. Hey, maybe we'll even ask you a few of you if you'd like to test Jalico games before they're released. You could be selected as a Jalico Major player. I'd like that. Here's what you get if you don't. You get nothing if you don't join. That's true. And there's only one way you can get in on all this good stuff. And all it's going to cost you is a few moments of your time and the price of a postage stamp. So, find the Jalico Major Players membership warranty card enclosed in this package. Fill out the information requested on the card. Put a stamp on the card. Drop your card in the mail. And that's right. All you got to do is fill out the card, mail it to us, and you're in. Even if you joined before, fill out the card and send it again. It'll increase your chances of winning. Welcome to the club. Jelly. You know what I've never seen? Catface Faces says it's too close to Jellicle, and now I'm thinking of the Cats musical. So thanks, Nick. You're very welcome. I've never seen Cats, but I think I'd like to soon, but specifically the movie, because I've heard it's good. So I'd like to see that. Get table of contents over here. I'm grateful to be able to give Catface Faces such good thoughts. Introduction. Hey, you, over here. You mean you can't see me? Well, never mind. Listen up. You're not going to believe this story. I know I wouldn't, except that it happened to me. No kidding. It really did. If somebody introduced themselves to me like this and started with this preamble, I'm vociferous. I use a lot of words to say very basic things. I would be so annoyed at this guy. Just spit it out. It's all about my girlfriend Jennifer and her father. He's a scientist. And these gangsters. And ghost energy. I'd be like, what? Yeah, I said ghost, just like in the cartoons. Anyway, I need your help, so maybe I should start from the beginning. Yeah, you should. It all happened yesterday. Jennifer and I were strolling along talking about her father's latest experiments with ghost energy. He's found a way to communicate with ghosts and can even transfer their energy from one body to another. It's pretty important stuff, and he was afraid that his research might fall into the wrong hands. It's pretty important stuff. So there we go. We wouldn't want that though. But I have a bad feeling about what's about to happen. Suddenly, out of nowhere, trouble. Yeah. There at the end of the alley were these 2 thugs. Big, nasty-looking guys with dark glasses and bad suits. When one of them pulled a gun, I knew they weren't asking for directions. Quick, grab the girl. It's the professor's daughter. Stand back, kid, if you know what's good for you. We're taking the girl, and there's nothing you can do about it. I lunged at the gunman, trying to grab the pistol out of his hands. Suddenly, before I knew what had happened, bang! As I blacked out, the last thing I heard was Jennifer's cry for help, growing fainter and fainter. How is this guy talking to me? Don't talk to me. You just got murdered. I was going to go to the police, but police will never help you. So that's where things stand. The gangsters have kidnapped Jennifer, and they're holding her for ransom until the professor hands over his information on ghost energy. He says he'll never give in to those criminals, and he asked me to help find Jennifer and set her free. With your help, I know we can do it. Oh, by the way, did I mention I'm now a ghost? Yeah, it's weird. Ghosts are actually pretty helpless. We can't even keep our shape very long. The energy just evaporates. So how are we going to rescue Jennifer? Borrow another body, of course. You'll get the hang of it. Just take over when they're not looking. Remember to watch your stamina, though. You'll be taking hits like everyone else. Once your stamina runs out, you'll only have a few seconds to switch to another body. I feel like at this point, the conversation has still just been this one guy talking at me. I haven't had a chance to get a word in edgewise. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm alarmed that I'm being rolled into his plan. Sorry, is it Jennifer? You're right, it's Jennifer. This is like the GIF rules. You're right. Andrew Elmore's correct. Jennifer is waiting. Okay, guys, time to get started. Jennifer's waiting, and this ghost is ready to roll. Avenging Spirit adds a whole new twist to adventure games. Instead of playing just one character, you get to play more than 20. You may have lost your physical presence, but your spirit is alive and well and eager for some action. Whoa, oh boy. Unique controls let you switch characters whenever you wish, so you can take advantage of every special power and weapon. Once you start, you won't want to give up until you reach the last stage and defeat the final boss. Come on, get into the spirit. Huh? Spindrift Wordplay of the Week. We guarantee this one will have you coming back for more. Gennifer, we got Gennifer there. So let's see here. Life is a ghost. For someone in your situation, you look pretty happy. Maybe you know something we don't. Anyway, quit sticking your tongue out at people and get going. This is serious business. Here's how it works. I wasn't sticking my tongue out at anybody. You're already a ghost, so you don't get any lives, only a limited amount of energy. There's no time limit and no scoring. Your goal is to make it to the next stage where a whole new set of challenges await. Remember, you can't do nothing as a ghost. You can't attack enemies, you can't collect special items, you can't even go through doorways. Besides, your energy evaporates in no time at all when it's exposed to the outside air. The solution is to get inside another body, and fast. It's a biological imperative, as they say. Borrowing other characters. In order to protect your energy and complete your rescue mission, you'll need to borrow other characters' bodies along the way. This is very dark. Luckily for you, they have no God. Luckily for you, they have no say in the matter. Again, Instruction Derby, the Soundstone Network, and Spindrift we do not necessarily agree with the things our manuals say. We're just reading the texts as they exist. You can choose any character you like, but remember, you don't have much time. I'd recommend taking the nearest available victim. Don't be alarmed if the lights dim and you see a few stars. They're not going to give up without a struggle, you know. Jesus God, this got real dark. When the character you're borrowing loses his stamina, the ghost will reappear, and you'll have to find another body to inhabit. Nothing lasts forever. If you get tired of the one you're using, you can leave it at any time. Just make sure that there's a replacement handy. If your energy runs out at any time during the game, you're given the option of continuing from the beginning of the last stage, which is nice. It's nice of them. I'm glad we get all of this agency. There are 6 stages in Avenging Spirits with a boss at the end of each one. As you make your way through a stage, look for a doorway with the word "Go" over it. Get ready to face the boss once you pass through this doorway. During the fight, you'll have whatever energy remained at the end of the stage, and any weapon, if any, used by your character. If you defeat the boss, you advance to the next stage of the same character. Your character's energy and stamina are completely restored. That's kind of nice. You get some special items, energy and stamina, collecting special items. 3 gold keys is what you're going to have to get, and the letter that spell the word ghosts. Ghost, excuse me. These items will appear at the bottom of the screen, which is good to know. So here you go, get started. Finally, page 13, getting started. Place the game into your Game Boy, label side out, and turn on the unit. Wait for the title screen to appear. You'll see a short movie that explains your current situation. There you go. You got all the buttons on the Game Boy. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. Let's see what they do. Move the ghost up or down, enter another character's body, select, leave a character's body. We actually get the select button to do something in a Game Boy game. That is exciting. So you got that. On-screen displays, you got your energy meters, you got all sorts of... I kind of want to play this game actually right now. This game seems cool. The stamina meter, keys, there's 3 of them. You're going to have to use all 3 keys to find Gennifer. On stage 6, collect the letters you need to spell the word ghost. The letters appear at the bottom of the screen as you collect them. They said that already, which is exciting. Okay, medicine. Collect jars of medicine to increase your energy level. Some jars are more powerful than others. The characters. Are we going to get to find out? Oh, here we go. All the characters on the screen are your enemies. Either stay out of their way or be prepared for a fight. Some are gangsters and hitmen. Others are, well, they're a pretty unusual bunch, to say the least. Each character has a unique way of moving and attacking. The brief descriptions below give you an idea of what you're up against, or what will be available to you when you take over that character. Let's find out about a few of them. You got Amazons. They got a stamina of 2 or 3. And they have above average jumping ability. Congrats to the Amazon. Women warriors that kick, jab, and punch with the best of them. These gutsy gals really tough on the higher levels, slinging crescent-shaped projectiles at anyone foolish enough to stand in their way. Thank you to the gutsy gals of the Amazons. Commandos, these soldiers of fortune have signed on for a tour of duty in the gang. All have about the same fighting ability, but each uses a different weapon. Gunner, bomber, laser launcher, and rocket man. I think you can tell what they've got. You got a Dracula over here in the house. From Amazons to Draculas, he's got a stamina of 6 and an okay jumping ability. The Count himself, brought back to life after 400 years of really cold storage in Transylvania. Or was that Pennsylvania? He may not be invincible, but he's got a pretty good supply of bloodthirsty bats. And we've got, of course, Dragon Man. He's got an 8 stamina and bad jumping ability. These fire-breathing creatures are half human and half reptile. Now there's a winning combination. Rumor has it they eat too much garlic. Keep them away from Dracula. Supercharged mutant dragons with even stronger breath are waiting for you on the higher levels. Sounds appealing. Gangsters, you'll know these guys when you see them, dressed in bad suits and beat-up fedoras. The lower-ranking thugs are packing pistols. Higher-ranking hoods carry machine guns. We've also got the Guru. Mike Myers in The Love Guru has a stamina of 4 and a good jumping ability. This one's a mean opponent. His punches aren't very damaging, but what he lacks in power, he makes up for in persistence and maneuverability. Nevertheless, the Guru persisted. Long years of yoga and meditation have given him the ability to levitate. Keep pressing the A button and he may never come down. Hitman, the sniper of the gang, hard to catch. He jumps as high as he can, then fires his submachine gun in midair. You got magicians. They may look like teddy bears, but don't be fooled. There's nothing cute or cuddly about flaming fireballs. Black-robed magicians are the most powerful and use their magic wands to shoot lightning bolts. Ninja warriors. Boy, can these dudes jump. Yes, they got excellent jumping ability. They're also well armed, making them fierce opponents or valuable assets depending on your point of view. While ninjas hurl razor-sharp stars, white ninjas hurl razor-sharp stars, black ninjas wield deadly metal chains, which are accurate at an amazing distance. And then finally, the robot. He's a stamina 10 and jumping ability fair. Congrats. An early attempt at bioengineering built entirely out of plutonium and spare rocket parts, equipped with a limited range sensing device. It fires missiles once an enemy's detected. Highest stamina of any character. So we go, oh my god, there's so much in this manual. I really should have just done this as a whole episode. How's everybody doing? I'm going to take a sip of my Spindrift because I'm starting to feel like a ghost. I don't know about you all. They don't make robots. That's right. DevPods GG is making a good point. People don't make robots out of bioengineered plutonium and rocket parts anymore. But you've seen all the news about all the machinery and how there's no more of it, right? Because it's all going to AI right now. Maybe we will start using bioengineered plutonium and rocket parts again. You know, what's old is new. I think that's what it is. Yeah, this game is nuts, Andrew Elmore says. I've actually never played it, but I really want to. I should have made this a whole episode. This is the problem. Sometimes I'll sit there and I'll scour through manuals and I won't find anything, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, what's this game? It's great. You got Slugger. He's a baseball boy. They don't call this guy Slugger for nothing. When he swings his bat, the ball goes flying. Well, okay, bouncing. Don't get hit on the rebound. So he's a ground ball. He's a ground rule double kind of guy. Snow Woman. If you think you can handle her, think again. I'd advise you not to mess with this Arctic adversary. She may be smiling sweetly, but the icy snowballs she rolls your way will freeze you in your tracks. We've also got some stages. There's 6 of them in all in Avenging Spirits. There's a boss at the end of each one, and defeat the boss at the end of stage 6 to win the game. Jump from ledge to ledge as you battle it out with gangsters, Amazons, bombers, and even a fire-breathing dragon or two. Nothing you can't handle. This is stage 1, the city. The protector at the end of the stage is the master of the stair, old Laser Breath himself. Classic. He'll keep you hopping as you try to guess where he's going to surface next. Stage 2 is the factory. Work your way through the factory by climbing stairs and ladders, jumping to platforms, and riding up and down on lift pads. Laser jets and deadly cones add to the challenge. Laser jets is cool, I get that, but deadly cones leaves a little bit to be desired. Add to the challenge, as do new enemies, a guru, a robot, and a magician. Look for special items, including an invisible platform and jars of medicine hidden in unlikely places. And don't leave this stage without the first key. The boss guarding the exit to this stage is the Pulverizer. 2 tons of merciless machinery, all geared up and ready to roll. Destroy the main mechanism by jumping up and firing once the sliding door opens. The worst kinds of cones. Yeah. Oh man, the Game Boy, man. We gotta play Game Boy on here. Maybe I'll figure out a way to play Game Boy on stream. Maybe we can play this game on stream at some point. The rooftops. Nothing more beautiful than the city at night. The bright lights, the stars, the ninjas and commandos. But Someone must have told them you'd be here. Race along the walls and rooftops as you dodge opponents on all sides. If you survive long enough, you'll also meet the Snow Woman, Rocket Man, Dracula, and Slugger. These guys really mean business. As if that weren't enough, get ready for the giant worm that blasts you with poisonous bubbles. RFK Jr. is here. It's waiting for you behind the last doorway. The shipyard. A flooded ship is the scene of your next assault. You'll have to battle more than the current to make it back to dry land. Test your strength against old friends along the way, as well as new ones. The Black Ninja, the Laser Launcher, and the White Magician. In the shipyard, magic bricks in the walls of the building lead to secret chambers filled with special items. Some guarded, some not. Don't forget the upper level. A hidden jar of medicine will restore your energy before you exit. Watch out for the ghostly presence guarding the end of this stage. And then finally, good lord, am I tired. I bit off more than I could chew with this episode, folks. Thanks for bearing with me. The warehouse. Gangsters guard the entrance to the warehouse, which holds the key to your success. Try not to get lost as you pass through the doorway after doorway. It's a pretty big place, as you'll soon find out. Be prepared for some of the fiercest fighting yet in this maddening maze of rooms. Once you find the exit, you'll be free. Well, nearly home free. Did we forget to mention the deadly snaking dragon? You did. At last, Stage 6, the hideout. This must be where the gangsters are keeping Yennefer. Only where? As you might expect, the outer chamber is swarming with guards, including one or two of those mutant dragons I mentioned earlier. Make it past the welcoming committee, and you'll find yourself in the heart of the hideout. Towering ladders, secret tunnels, and invisible platforms help you explore the territory. The third key is hidden behind a magic door. Do I have to spell it out for you? And then they do. Try Ghost. You'll need all three keys to open the cell door on the upper level. And who do you think is waiting inside? I wonder. You might be in for a surprise. The ghost has taken a weird turn here. After rescuing Yennefer, your final opponent is the big gangster himself. Something looks fishy here. You need all the strength and stamina you can muster to beat the odds in an all-out fight to the finish. And that's it. If you have any trouble finding Yennefer, you can call the Jaleco Game Tips Major Players Hotline anytime between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, except holidays. You can call them at 708-480-7733. Normal telephone charges apply when you call the hotline number. It is not a toll-free call. Kids, get your parents or guardians permissions to call before dialing the Jaleco Major Players Hotline. Or simply, as we learned in the book, puppet master somebody and take over their body. Enter their body. If you're a kid, that's what it should say at the bottom here. If you're a kid, enter your parents' bodies and puppet master them to call 708-480-7733 so that you can be part of the Jaleco Major Players Club. That's what you gotta do. At the end, taking care of your Jaleco game. Just take care of it. Play it. We got some credits, which is very unusual. The contributing staff, Jaleco was run by Y. Kanazawa, president. Product manager T. Kaneko, H. Nunokawa, Kei Hoshi, Kei Saito, Nancy Kusumoto, and all at Jaleco Limited. The programmer was Yutaka Sakashita. If anybody knows anything about these folks, let me know, because this game sounds rad. The graphics were by Naoyuki Watanabe, Sound was Takahiro Ogata. Special thanks Yasuo Igakura, Tomoji Omotani, Sujiro Inoue, Makoto Matsuda. Arcade team director Yusuke Yamazaki, and then we've got Norman Leftley, Mark Scriven, and M. Watanabe over in Europe. Jaleco USA, Howard Rubin, president, Jeff Hill, Scott Lawrence of product management, advertising marketing Earl Bless, international coordination Masao Hata and Oliver Tang, instruction manual writer Kate Hunt. We have to find Kate Hunt. Kate Hunt is the instruction manual writer, and the instruction manual design and layout was Jack Nichols of Jack Nichols Design. The game testers in the USA were Dr. Gloria Adams, Eric Fensler, Michael Hart, Mike Lee, Butch O'Malley, Eric Rosenzweig, and John Sislow. Matches, candles. Is this something secret in the game? Matches, candles? Well, I don't know. But I know that we just matched with a game that has earned the seal of quality. So actually, I want to find out what Kate. We're gonna do a quick Moby Games. Kate Hunt. What is the game called? Moby Games. Moby Games, and the game was called. What's it? Something Spirit. I've already forgotten the name of the game. The name of the game is Avenging Spirit. Avenging Spirit. There's nothing better for people to watch live than somebody clicking around through Moby Games. Avenging Spirit. Ooh, there's an arcade game. Okay, I want Game Boy. Game Boy. Game Boy. Credits. Let's see. Credits? Game Boy. Aw, come on. It's not in here. Let's look this up here. Kate Hunt. This is going to be brutal, man. Are we not going to be able to figure this out? PlayStation, Kate Hunt. Maybe this one? Bases loaded. The timing makes sense. Instruction manual writer. Okay. Brawl Brothers. The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. King Arthur's World. Bases loaded for. Let's take a quick look at King Arthur's World. We're not going to read the manual right now. King Arthur's World. SNES manual. Let's see if we can find this. I'm not interested in AI mode. Go fuck yourself, Google. I've decided this is a swears podcast now. But only when I'm really mad about AI. King Arthur's World. Oh my god, yes, the Jalico Majors Players Club. First video game to be encoded with Dolby surround sound audio. Let's find out it briefly. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we know what I'm reading next week on Instruction Derby, a Soundstone Podcast Network show. Mouse controls. You can use the mouse for this game. Maybe next week I'm just going to do a Kate Hunt retrospective. King Arthur is a key character and is always available during the game. I love that about King Arthur, by the way. Hell yeah, Andrew Elmore said, I can imagine Andrew Elmore sent a feedback letter to Gmail the other day. It was straight up abusive. Do it. Honestly, do it. Whatever. A person's not even going to read it. They've given away all those jobs to Gemini. So yeah, so there we go. Okay, it's a real person. Kate Hunt. Thank you to Kate Hunt for all of your work. I'm going to take a look into this, and next week we'll read some Kate Hunt manuals. Very, very cool. I should have saved this one, but oh well. Anyway, thanks for joining on this somewhat haphazard episode. I'm going to say that at every episode. Like, I think this is going to be like my crutch. It's haphazard. I didn't really think this one through, unless you loved it, in which case, that was the plan all along. Noodles and I are going to go get him outside. I'm going to go take some calls for work, and I'm going to dive deep into the world of spreadsheets and PowerPoint decks. Well, Google slide decks for the rest of the day. Until next week. What's the thing that I could say? Until next week, happy Lunar New Year, happy and Ramadan, and hope everybody's doing well. Abolish ICE, defund the DHS forever. Thanks for everybody being here. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for being in chat, folks. And we will see you another time. Bye.